Hey everybody, welcome back to Shock and Schlock. I'm your host, Herschel Gillis, and today it's Saturday. And you know what that means? It's been too long since I put on this mask. I don't even know how to wear it anymore. It's Saturday. We're in the shark mask. It's Shitty Shark Saturday with Shock and Schlock. Herschel Gillis. I don't know why I did that. Today, you know what? The mask is coming off, just like the gloves are coming off, because the film that I'm reviewing today really puts the emphasis on shit for Shitty Shark Saturday. Because I'm reviewing the Swedish 2012 shot on digital film Jaws of the Shark. Let me say the plot before I get into this. Let me just say the plot. So, Jaws of the Shark is about a lone survivor of this rampage by a genetically engineered human shark hybrid who then teams up with a hunter to take the shark down once and for all. And, the shark uses a chainsaw. That's about it. It's a slasher movie with a dude in a falling apart, terrible fabric shark costume killing a bunch of people. Now, if you're anything like me, that premise sounds fantastic. This also comes from SRS Cinema, which I have enjoyed a lot of their stuff. And yeah, it sounds fun. And I like terrible movies. I like terrible shark movies. I like terrible slasher films. And a mix of both with a human shark hybrid killing a bunch of people with a chainsaw, it's just over an hour. Should be great, right? It's not. This is one of those films that is, it's supposed to be like a satire of bad films and trash cinema and bad shark movies and bad slasher movies and this, yeah. And viewers of the show and people who know me know that I don't particularly care for the bad movies that are intentionally bad, because I think usually they don't come out very funny or self-aware, or they're too self-aware. That's what I mean. They just kind of get stuck in this like circle jerk of being like, "Oh, look how bad we are. We're so funny. Haha, this is what other movies do." Um, there have been a couple of notable exceptions, like Addison Bennick's Psycho Ape, which I reviewed favorably on the channel, and I interviewed him, and yeah, really good little film. This is not that. This movie is a movie that tried so hard to be bad that it ended up being this soulless piece of crap movie. And I know that I'm, based on the Letterboxd review and on IMDb, I'm probably in the minority on thinking this film is as bad as it is. And it's hard to review this because I know that it's intentionally bad, but the way that I find it to be bad is in a different way. While also parts that they didn't intend to be bad are bad, like the sound. The sound in this film just randomly cuts out sometimes, and it is horrible. The audio design and presentation is just god awful. It's like a mix of like sounding like somebody's talking through like a can on a string sometimes, and it sounds just awful. And the music is whatever. It's music that you wouldn't be surprised if it was found in a B movie or anything. So it's it's fine. Um, but the audio is just awful, really bad. The acting is intentionally bad, but hear me out here, okay? There is a way to intentionally act poorly well. Um, if you want to know an example of this, it would be like James Franco playing Tommy Wiseau in The Disaster Artist, and him in these scenes that are supposed to be Tommy Wiseau filming The Room. Like, he is intentionally acting poorly, but it's good because, like, he gets into it and it feels genuinely like he's entering this character. This, the actors are not good anyway, so it's like bad actors trying to act bad, but trying to act bad requires some acting skill too, and they don't have that, so they come off just not entertaining, I guess. Um, the special effects are intentionally bad too, with like Halloween props for hands and stuff, and I just don't care for it. I don't like when films are intentionally bad, okay? Most of the time. When films are bad, like this, so bad they're good films, they're good because they have like this soul, and the people tried to make a good movie but just couldn't, and they're kind of like, it's their comedy of errors. This is, you can't replicate that like organically, um, without trying to make a good film. When you try to make a bad film, it's going to be most of the time just shit. This movie's just not entertaining to watch at all. It just feels very soulless. It's like they're trying to be these old bad movies, and they're trying to make fun of it, but all the jokes that they're making just are not funny at all. Like, they're just kind of like observations rather than jokes, and I just don't find it to be entertaining. The characters, they tried to make them like a trauma movie, but just, they're not. They're not good. Um, I can't remember. I literally finished this today. I can't remember a single character's name. As I'm looking at IMDb, that's really the only way that I'm remembering like any of these people. Um, Actually, now that I look at it, they don't have names and they're just like caricatures of people. But or like Stoner number two is the number one listed person on IMDb. Um, Thing is, they're just not memorable at all. Like, they're like, yeah, these movies have these caricature like stereotype people. Yes, and is that ever really a good thing? Like, they're fun when they're like, the stereotypes are like over the top and everything. This is just like, it's too normal. I don't know. It's hard to describe this movie, and I know that this review is probably, if you're making it to this point, like, you get it, it's bad, but this is not so bad that it's good. It's so bad that it's god awful and it's boring as hell. Um, the shark and like the kills and everything, like they try to replicate these old B movies, and those old B movies had some creative stuff. Like, that's something that they definitely didn't capture. They didn't capture the creativity that these filmmakers had with their low budget, um, or anything like that. This is just like taking parts from movies that the filmmakers like or want to make fun of and just do it in their own way. Like, this is, I can't even tell if this is made by a group of people that like enjoy B movies or are just making fun of them, but they unintentionally made a movie that's like actually bad and borderline unwatchable in my opinion. It does have like a 3 point something average out of 5 on Letterboxd and has a 5.7 out of 10 on IMDb, and I just don't know how. Okay, this is honestly probably my least favorite film that I've reviewed for the channel. Um, I thought Snuff It was going to be my least favorite forever, but honestly, I'd rather watch that twice than watch this again even halfway through. Because at least Snuff It, they tried a little bit. This one, this feels like a high school play interpretation of what a B movie is, and it's just not fun. The kills are not creative. Most of them are off screen for the most part, and the special effects they're just not fun to look at. This feels like a movie made by people that are just hanging out, and then like they had other things in mind, and then randomly they decided to make a movie with just what they had in the back of their car. Except that would have been more fun than this movie. Yeah, just really hated this one, especially because the premise was so promising, and I know some people like this, I guess. I've heard a couple people say that this is one of their favorite B movies. Um, I'm glad other people enjoy it. I'm not going to say to not watch it for yourself if this still seems like something that you'd want to watch. It's on Tubi TV for free. I can at least say that. Um, so if it does sound interesting, I suppose give it a go, but be warned that it's not great in my eyes. Not yeah. Some people may enjoy it, but whew, I could not get into it at all. But that's it for today. Signing off. Tomorrow I'm going to be coming back with a legitimately intended to be good film that's terrible, but then becomes so bad that it's good. LA AIDS Jabber. I was gonna review that today, but it's Saturday, so I need to come back with Shark Saturday, you know? But yeah, keep an eye out for that. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't. Keep your notifications on. And as always, zero thoughts, zero editing, zero brain cells, and zero planning. I'm your host, Herschel Gills, signing off. Thanks, guys.